In this video, I'm going to break down why you don't need more sales calls and what to do instead. This is the exact shift that took me from chasing leads every month to helping build a pipeline that runs for me. Now, I could easily charge $2 to $3K to walk you through the strategy, but you're getting it for free today. My name is Matt Celestio, founder of Hive Agency, and we help B2B teams scale with AI-driven content and ops systems. I used to think sales calls were the holy grail of revenue growth. More calls, more cash, right? That's wrong. I've helped B2B founders and service businesses ditch the endless outbound hamster wheel by building brand ecosystems that have prospects come to them pre-sold, ready to buy, and already trusting their offer. And today I'm gonna show you how you can do the exact same. So if you're tired of low show rates, cold leads, and conversations that go nowhere, I want you to keep watching. This is gonna shift the way that you think about growth forever. Now let's dive in. What you need to know first, I release free weekly playbooks and contents designed for B2B teams to show them how to use AI to scale their business and their personal brand through content systems. It will show you where the current gaps are in your marketing right now and what the top players are doing to dominate the internet when their prospects search for their services online, and exactly how you can do the same. Seriously, it's 100% free. I've left that link below to sign up. Now, anyways, most service businesses are addicted to the dopamine of a booked sales call. The calendar gets full and it feels like progress. I used to feel so nice because I would have 15 calls booked in a week thinking I'm gonna cash a $50,000 check after all these calls are complete. But here's the truth. More calls don't mean more clients. Not if those calls are cold. Not if the prospect doesn't know who you are. Not if they show up skeptical, distracted, or they're just price shopping. That's the worst one. We've been trained to believe that more sales activity equals more revenue. But what if I told you that belief is broken? You don't need more sales calls. You need more context, more touch points, more trust before the call ever happens. Because when a prospect knows your story, understands your methods, and sees your face across platforms, they don't show up asking, what do you guys do? They show up saying, I've been following your stuff for months. How do we work together? Let me walk you through a simple concept that we use with our clients at Hive, and we call it the trust ladder. The trust ladder is how we take a stranger from cold to closed without hounding them on LinkedIn or begging them for a 15-minute call. Do you know how much I hate following up with prospects? I was tired of feeling less than because I was getting ghosted every single week. I wanted to find a way where people were in my DMs begging me to book a call. Okay, so let's talk about the first step to actually making that happen. At the bottom of the ladder, your prospect, they don't know you exist. They don't care about your offer. They don't even trust you. This is how most of us prospect on LinkedIn and cold email people. This is the exact reason people say outbound is such a grind, because you're reaching out to people who don't give a damn about you because they don't know who you are. But at the top, these people have already consumed your content. They've seen the exact solution that you have for the problem they're struggling with, and they believe you're the only one who knows how to do it. The mistake most businesses make is trying to jump on the call straight from the top. Book a call, let's chat, schedule a demo. That's like proposing on the first date. Instead, you need a system that creates context before contact. And that's where your video content becomes your secret weapon. You show up, you teach, you tell stories, you break limiting beliefs, offer genuine value before asking someone to swipe their Amex with you. And every time someone watches your video, sees your clip, reads your blog post, they climb the ladder. There's research out there suggesting that consumers need 1 to 50 touch points before they even buy from you. All of these videos and content pieces serve as evergreen touch points that work for you ongoing. And that's why I'm such an advocate for producing video content. I create it once per month like I am right now, get it all scheduled out, my prospects consume it while I'm either serving my clients, enjoying my afternoon, or working on my business rather than grinding through a cold email list. My content is warming up my audience. This is what we build with our GTM content engine. It's a video strategy that warms up prospects on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and your website, and all it takes is 2 hours of filming per month. Yes, per month. Because here's the kicker. People don't buy when they understand your offer. They buy when they feel understood. So your content's job is to mirror that pain, speak their language, show them the cost of staying stuck. And that starts with the brand presence that doesn't rely on algorithms or $50,000 worth of ad spend. If you ever said, we just need more calls, I'm gonna push back because what you need is more demand. Let me tell you a story. There was a 1 week where I had 20 sales calls back to back, Monday to Friday. And that week was the most stressful, most burnt out week I've had trying to sell. And you know what my close rate was at the end of that week? 0. I didn't close a single one of those leads. There was a gajillion objections and people pushing back on price, and a lot of people showing up to the call asking what my company even did. At the end of the week, I started to think, man, I really suck at sales. It wasn't until the next week when I had only one sales call, and it was one of the easiest closes of my life. A 5K deal, closed, paid in full on the first call with the prospect. After going back through the transcript, asking myself, how did I close a pretty good sized deal with very little effort, I found out what that reason was. Most of my sales calls used to start with people coming on and asking what services I provided. This call, however, this man showed up curious about how our services worked with his specific problem and what those next steps would look like. He watched our YouTube videos, read a few of our blogs, and said it was like he found the exact solution he'd been looking for months. There was no pushback on price, there was no objections to overcome. The only thing we did on that call was confirm the fit. It wasn't selling, it was collaborating. And that's when I doubled down on this whole marketing thing and I went all in. I discovered more resonance, more pre-selling. Because the highest converting sales calls, they don't feel like sales calls at all. They feel like enrollment. Now let's talk about how that happens and what that could look like for your business. We just said it could take 1 to 50 touch points before someone's even ready to buy from you. But most founders operate like it takes 2. A DM, a pitch, a call, crickets. Instead, your marketing should do the heavy lifting before the call is even on the calendar. When you show up consistently across YouTube and LinkedIn, short form, email, your face becomes familiar for your prospects. When your message is strategic, not scattered, you start closing from content. And when your videos tell your story, build authority, and teach your unique method, every touch point moves the needle up for your prospect. That's why we repurpose long-form YouTube content into omni-channel assets, because not everyone's ready for a call, but everybody is watching. Most founders believe they need to sell harder. What they really need is to build systems that sell for them. And that starts with content that creates trust at scale. We need to stop trying to convince people on a call to work with us and start creating content that converted them before they even have a conversation. If you're relying on only cold outreach, ads, or scattered blogs written by ChatGPT to drive your sales, you're swimming way upstream. What you need is a brand ecosystem that makes your brand the obvious next step. And if you're worried that all this sounds overwhelming, let me give you this. You don't need to post daily, you don't need to be a performer, and you definitely don't need to document your entire life. You just need content that speaks to the right person, solves the right problems, and gets seen in the right place. That's what we build. Not content calendars, not trendy clips, but brand ecosystems that sell while you sleep, as cheesy as that sounds. So let's recap this big idea here. More calls won't fix a broken sales process, but content that builds belief, educates buyers, and creates demand, that's what changes everything. We've helped B2B founders, agencies, and service teams turn their video content into a lead gen machine. And if you're saying, well, we just need more leads, I'm here to challenge that too. What you need is more alignment, more attention, and more authority. Your prospects aren't ghosting you because you're not good enough. They're ghosting you because they don't even know who you are yet and they don't trust you at all. That's a visibility problem, and we fix visibility problems with clarity, content, and consistency. So if this clicked for you, don't even book a call with us yet. Go back, watch all of my other videos, read all the blogs on my website where I show you how to structure your content and your funnel so it builds towards somebody making a decision. That's the next move. Because once you stop chasing leads and start attracting them, everything in your business changes. And you realize you never needed more sales calls, you just needed more trust. But hey, if you do want to book a call, I'm not stupid. That link is below. I'm happy to walk you through everything in real time and show you what you're missing in your current business and what we would do instead for you.